Buying the wrong RV from the wrong dealership will put you in RV purgatory, and you will waste countless years of your life turning your RVing adventure into a nightmare. Welcome back to the RV Odd Couple. My name is John.
And I'm Mercedes. We RV pursuing freedom, independence, and adventure.
Because life is so short, guys.
It is. And we are here to tell you that buying an RV is nothing like buying a house or buying a car. So this video is going to focus on dealing with the RV dealership so that you don't end up in RV purgatory.
Yeah, there is no victims, guys. We're all responsible for making our own decisions. There are some great companies out there that sell RVs, but sadly, there's a lot more that don't have integrity. So it's important that you arm yourself with the facts and have a plan when you go to purchase an RV.
This might be a little controversial, but we're just going to say it. Picking the right dealership is just as important, if not more important, than picking the right RV.
So the most important thing that you have to do once you know the RV that you want is you have to leave your emotions behind, guys, especially right now. Inventory in the space is just super low. COVID-19 has screwed up everything, and it's very difficult to find an RV right now. So it is so important that you practice patience and leave your emotions at the door.
Yeah, because RVers are dreamers, right? We set out on this insane dream of like, hey, let's go on this vehicle that's not really a house and not really a car, and let's set off and let's go explore and find things. But there's this idealistic part to it that I think can cloud the financial decision making that needs to take place.
Which is what happened to us when we purchased our first RV. We let the emotions get in the way. We found the perfect rig. We had done all the due diligence. We ended up getting the perfect rig for us, but we bought it through the wrong dealership. We made every single mistake that you make. We've received literally 1,000 emails from people that have gotten really badly hurt by dealerships that they purchased their RV from. Absolute horror stories. We thought our story was bad, but theirs was a lot worse. And that's what we call RV purgatory, where you had a dream to one day RV, you purchased the RV, but you purchased from the wrong dealership. It's in the shop more than you're camping with it, and it's just a nightmare scenario when you waste countless hours of your life and your RV experience was absolutely wrecked because of those things.
Yeah, and then your RV becomes a source of pain instead of a source of joy.
Exactly.
And that sucks. It's really frustrating when you can't go camping. It wrecks camping.
Once you know the perfect RV for you and your family, shop it.
Multiple dealerships.
Multiple dealerships. Play them against each other, guys. And don't be afraid to go out of state to do this. Just call up different dealerships around the country, find out who has the rig that you've fallen in love with, and ask them for a price.
Most of us are just shopping online for RVs and really picking based on the lowest price. But I would say don't make your decision based on price, make it more based on service. Because you buy the RV once, but you're gonna need it serviced multiple times, right?
Absolutely. Buy on the service. Go and look at their service ratings. Typically, I would say never buy from a company that doesn't have at least 4 stars out of 5.
Unless you have no intention of ever taking your RV there for service, you know you'll get a cheaper price there, but they won't take care of you, and you're okay with that, and you factored that into the price, that's one thing. But if you're looking for a relationship with a company that you can take your RV to for repairs, watching the service end of the dealership is so much more important than the sales end. One of the first things you're going to want to do when shopping for an RV is start a diary. You should have a notebook, and you need to document everything. Just because something's told to you verbally, write it down, the date, who said it, the time, and keep doing this.
Take pictures of every piece of paper that they put in front of you. Take pictures of everything that you do. Take videos. Document the entire process as you go, just in case something goes wrong. Lemon laws don't work for RVs the same way as cars. So you want to document everything you possibly can so that if the deal goes sideways or you end up getting a bad RV, everything is documented and you will win that case.
Because you wouldn't think that there would be service issues, but you know, there's a lot of moving parts to RVs, literally and figuratively.
It's a house on wheels, guys.
It is, and things will need to be repaired often, and that's fine. I think as long as you expect it And I'm not saying that the RVs aren't built well. I think they're built very well.
They're fantastic. They're engineering marvels.
Yeah, I think that most of the problems occur at the dealerships, especially the longer they sit on the lot and they get moved around.
Open the sides, close the slides.
This person wants to see it. They do this person, and the longer that happens, the more apt it is to be involved in little wrecks and more people walking through it, that things can go wrong.
Most of the damage on our RV when we purchased this was done at the dealership. And we didn't know this, but our RV had literally sat through a hurricane in Southwest Florida, and a lot of damage happened to our RV. So one of the ways to know how long an RV has sat at a dealership or out in its lot is to check the chassis date, the model make date, and the tire date.
So one of the biggest things that we wish we had done, knowing what we know now, is that we wish we had gone to a smaller RV dealership.
Family owned.
Ma and Pa. And it's funny because we thought it was wise to go to a big chain so that if you ever had a service area, you could be taken care of all over the U.S.
Yes.
Doesn't quite work that way.
Didn't work for that way for us.
No, and so I actually think the smaller is better because they're actually going to make sure that you're taken care of.
We are also going to highly suggest that whoever it is, your salesperson, either has their own RV or knows about RVing. Long story short, we knew more about the RV than he did.
I'm really tired of giving our RV money to people that don't RV. And an RVer is going to know so much more and have so much more experience than somebody that just studies RVing but really hasn't done it.
Yeah, if you're going to go to a local place, maybe ask sales manager, call in and ask, who has the most RVing experience as far as sales goes at your organization, and that's the person that we would pick now. There are a lot of good RV salesmen, but there's more bad ones, and they will lie to you. Don't trust a word that they say, and don't ask them if your truck is good enough to pull the RV that you're looking at, because you could be driving a Volkswagen and they'll tell you, oh yeah, that's going to work just fine on this 42-foot rig.
Another thing that I wish we had done is that I wish John and I had come up with like a secret language, like baseball, where like he knows what this sign means and the salesperson doesn't. So if I scratch my nose twice, that means I'm really interested. If I scratch my ear, I don't like this RV. Something we learned the hard way was that MSRP really doesn't mean anything. It's like this magical number that is really inflated. So then when they have the price, you're thinking, oh, I'm already getting 20-30% off. This is such a good deal. The price is really what the market's willing to pay for the RV at the given time.
So once you know which RV you want, it's a really good idea to go back and do online searches of what they are selling for used, typically 1 year earlier. So if you're looking at a 2020, go back and look at the closest model to that in a 2019. That's when you're going to see what the real value is once you drive that new rig off the lot.
But because we thought the MSRP really meant something, we inadvertently walked out of there already underwater. If you're buying it new, you're taking the brunt of the depreciation, and the MSRP means nothing. It's not equity. You didn't get that good of a deal.
No, it's all marketing, guys. They overinflate them to make them look like they're selling them for a lot less. 25, 35, 30, 35. We even seen 40% off MSRP. So if you're going to put a deposit to hold a rig so that they don't sell it from underneath you, and we've heard people sell them anyways if they can sell them, make sure that you write these 5 words: subject to my final inspection. Write that, handwrite that right where you sign it.
Especially to the companies that want you to sign a purchase order when you make a deposit. That's going to give you an out, because you have to be able to make sure that the RV is in good condition. One
of the things you're going to want to do if you possibly can is to get your financing on the front end. And so maybe go to a credit union or a bank that you're already using for financing. Get your financing straightened out before you go to them, because they don't care. They're going to get you for as much as they possibly can on the financing, and they're going to run your credit 3, 4, 5 times to do so.
We made the mistake of signing a purchase order thinking that all we were doing was just giving them permission to check our credit, because they wouldn't give us a monthly cost or interest rates or any of that information until we signed. Well, it's our mistake because the first words are, this is an as-is purchase order.
Yeah.
So the most powerful thing you can do is don't sign. Tell them that you're not going to sign until you have time to actually read what you're signing. Oftentimes, dealerships will offer lower prices because they know they're going to make a killing on the financing.
They're going to hammer you in the back end, yeah.
Yeah, and if you are buying the RV in cash, sometimes you don't really want to tell the dealer that until you get a price in writing.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, even though this is illegal, we've read way more times than we can count that as soon as they mentioned they were buying the RV in cash, that the dealership said the price is higher if you buy it in cash. And that's illegal, but we hear it's still happening.
Exactly. One of the dumbest things we did when we bought an RV is we financed it for 20 years and only put 10% down. So we highly suggest you put 15 or 20% down and try never to finance these for more than 10 years.
Your loan should be more like a car loan than like a mortgage.
Whether you buy the RV new or used, you should always have it inspected by a professional inspector. Just bite the bullet. Spend the $300 to $400 that it's going to cost by a professional RV inspector. He's going to give you a list and make sure, especially if you're newbie. You don't know if everything works when you're a newbie. We didn't.
Yeah.
This is especially true if you're buying a used RV, guys, from a private third party or even another dealership.
Yeah.
And so make sure that you have a professional go and inspect that RV from top to bottom.
And another red flag when you're doing the final walkthrough is when the person that's supposed to walk you through the RV is learning just as much about the RV and what the buttons do when you are. So watch out for that.
The other thing that we're going to do differently this time is we're going to take our time for the walkthrough. Sage knew more about that RV at 3 years old than he did. He had no idea.
Yeah.
Make sure that you don't have any questions. And if you're uncomfortable with the person who's doing a walkthrough with you, ask for somebody else. Don't be afraid to go to the manager. And then the number one, the biggest tip you have to know, don't ever be afraid to walk away. Walk away from the deal, guys. Get out of there. Be patient, and you will find the right RV if you're patient.
Yeah, it's one of the most powerful things you can do, because actually our experience was that our cell phones didn't work at the first dealership.
I think they did that on purpose too.
Yeah, maybe they were blocking the signal or something.
At this dealership, and I guess they do it a lot of these dealerships, they block cell phone signals in the area so you can't shop price anywhere else.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to walk away. It's actually one of the most powerful things you can do.
Yep.
And if you walk into a dealership that says that they don't allow inspections, we've heard this. We've heard
Run out the door.
Run out the door if they don't let you do a third-party inspection.
Exactly, because all RVs are going to have problems.
Yeah.
And why not know it then? Because they sure will fix it fast to get it off the lot.
Another big red flag is when there's punch list items and the manager says, oh, don't worry, we'll take care of it. Why don't you and your family just go camping?
That's the biggest one they did to us.
Yeah.
Is we had gone back 3 times to pick up the RV, hour and 45 minutes each way. And they would tell us, just take the RV, go have fun with it. The problem with that, as soon as you drive off that lot, you can be blamed for causing the damage that needs to be fixed, guys. So don't leave the lot until the entire punch list has been completed. Because once you take it off the lot, you own it. And getting service on that RV from a company that doesn't have integrity is a nightmare. Here's where we made our biggest mistakes. Don't ever, 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 ever buy warranties from a dealership. We finance warranties, 3, 5, 7-year warranties over a 20-year period. If you're buying new, all new vehicles, RVs, come with a 1 to 2 year warranty built in.
From the manufacturer.
From the manufacturer, guys. So you already have insurance. These dealerships mark these warranties up to 60%. And so you can buy wholesale warranties after leaving the deal.
And we came up with a list of some of the things that they're going to try to get you in the warranty part, because they'll tell you the RV is fantastic, then you sign to buy it, and then they take you into another room, close the door, and say, you need these warranties, the RV is going to break down and your family's going to die. Not exactly, but it feels like that. And so they're going to use things like, I wouldn't let my grandma walk out of here without getting this warranty. And when you hear that, run. Or they're going to say, I've been doing deals all day, and this is the best deal I've seen today. That's a lie. As soon as you hear that, just walk away, because you know they're full of it.
Just remember, guys, these closing rooms where they're selling these warranties, these guys work on commission. That's how they make their money. But, you know, we highly suggest you don't buy anything. Go in, don't tell them that you have any money, don't tell them that you're going to pay, don't tell them you have financing. Get a quote in writing about what the RV is that you're looking at. That's why it can actually be a lot better for you, once you know which rig you want, to actually just shoot an email off to the sales department with the model number. Ask them if it's available, ask them what's the lowest price, they'll get it to you. You can do that with 3, 4, 5 different dealerships.
Some of the manufacturer warranties will also include roadside, which makes sense, right? If they're going to warranty the RV, they want to make sure that you have a good roadside so you can get it to a good shop. Well, we didn't know that, and they sold us a roadside policy and all these other warranties when we were already covered by the manufacturer's warranty.
And we want to give a personal shout out to Jerry Minchie. Jerry has written, I believe, 9 books now. He's a fantastic human being. He's a member of the RV Odd Squad. He's been one of the most supportive people of us since we started. We love Jerry. And consider buying his book. He's got some great tips.
Jerry is author to a lot of books about RVing, including Secrets of RVing on Social Security.
Jerry has supported, written about a lot of the RV YouTube channels, and I don't think he's ever gotten a shout out, so we're giving some love to you, Jerry. Consider buying his book. I think it's a couple of bucks if you buy it on Kindle.
So in the next video, we're going to talk more in detail about the extended warranties and insurance. We'll see you in the next video.